No, no. I am not going to help any Filipina find a foreign guy ever again. Even she is a relative or a close friend, I am not going to matchmake her to any Western men. I can only give her some advice, but not to matchmake her. Yes, you too, the foreign man who's watching this, I am not going to matchmake you to any Filipina. Call me whatever, unkind, snobbish, not helpful, unfriendly, but I am not going to find and matchmake you to any Filipina that I know. I can only give you relationship advice and that's it. That's all. I want to share something to you guys that happened to me not just once but twice in the past. And these two stories that I'm going to share to you taught me big lessons as a Filipina, as a friend, and as a relative. So these two stories made me realize one thing. I should never ever matchmake a Filipina to a foreign guy or a Western guy to a Filipina. Yes. If you want to know the stories and why I don't want to do this again, finish this video. So the first story I want to share to you guys is about an older relative who used to work for me in a way that I call her to babysit my kids, to clean our house, what else, to do my laundry. So basically she's a walking multi-tool. So technically speaking, she was not the one who asked me to find a foreign man for her. So let's finish this first. Okay, so about her, she is so far a trusted relative that I had years ago. Before YouTube, before this wireless microphone and the ring light, and even before I became a YouTube content creator giving advice. All right, so years ago, I was chatting with a foreign guy, and sadly, it didn't work. Like, I'm not interested in him. Yeah, he was not my type too. Okay, so this foreign guy asked me, "Can you find a Filipina for me?" So at the same time on that day, I thought of my older relative. And yeah, she is some years older than me. She never had experience with a foreign man. I'm pretty sure about it. Okay, so I thought of her like probably she is the perfect candidate for him. Because I've known her for a couple of years, you know, she cleaned our house, do the laundry, nothing really missing in the house, even my favorite snacks. No one kidnapped the cats like that. So for me, I think she is a very trustworthy person. So at the time, I was still helpful, a people pleaser, and me being young that time, I thought of I want to help my older relative, and so I want to help this guy as well. Yeah, anyway, about my older relative, so she is struggling, she is poor, and I think she deserves someone who could accept her situation, to support her, to love her as well as a person, you know. That day, I told her that, hey, ate, so let's call her ate. I have this person, a foreign guy, who chatted with me before. Well, I don't like him, so maybe you wanna, you know, have a relationship or a date a foreign guy. So I spoke to her in Tagalog, of course, and then so I matchmake the two in a way that I became their translator. So, but there was one problem. Actually, there are a lot of problems. First, she cannot speak and understand English. I know you will say, Des, I thought that Filipinos know how to speak and understand English. Well, guys, not most of the population is fluent. So let's stop there. This is not to look down on her, but she only knows how to say yes or no, right? That is just the fact about her. So, you know, me being helpful back then, I had to translate everything for her. Also for the guy who seemed to be interested, you know, to her. We don't have phones back then. Like, yeah, you can call me whatever, poor or stingy. I don't have any Android phone back then. So I used to work online, giving lessons. We have this internet connection, and I have my desktop computer with a bulky monitor. So I thought of, yeah, why not give this relative a chance, and also the guy, maybe they are perfect match, who knows. So basically, I am the translator, a human translator for both strangers. One cannot really speak or understand English, and then this one, I would say, a guy who seemed to be desperate, looking for a Filipina, a wife, whatever. So my relative, she has one missing tooth in front of her mouth. Yeah, like that. And then the guy said that he wanted to help her, so he is willing to send money for her so that she could have her tooth fixed, or what do you call that, whatever you call that, the opposite of tooth extraction, right? That she would have a new tooth, maybe a replica tooth, like that. So he was enthusiastic. I think he was happy to do that. So the guy said that if my relative has at least one valid government ID, and well, my relative said she doesn't have any at that time. So, but the guy, of course, that's a good step, or a good, should I say, good way for knowing the person. The real name, the birth date, and personal details about the person, right? Ask for a valid ID. And also, she will be the one who's going to get the money or the remittance, right? So he needs to know her identity. Unfortunately, my relative said that why not just send the money first, and then she is going to process a valid ID. Oh my gosh, like there was one big red flag that fell down from the sky to her head. Yeah, she doesn't have any valid ID that time, and she demanded for money. Yeah, that's a big red flag there. So, in my mind right now while doing this recording, I thought of, why can't she just take care of the ID first, then just wait for the guy to send the following money for her, for the truth. So the foreign guy insisted, tell your relative to get a valid ID first before he sends the money. And that's a good move, right? And I agree with him. Unfortunately, I have to stop that matchmaking thing because it's not gonna work. Though that time I was clueless about giving relationship advice, that was years ago. But then I saw that the situation was like, this is common sense. So I felt embarrassed, and I just stopped doing that. I just told the guy that, yeah, this is not gonna work because she cannot really speak and understand English. She cannot even form very simple English sentences, and it's not gonna help both of them. So guys, here are the red flags that I saw in that situation. Okay, like what I've said before, a Filipino who cannot form simple English sentences is definitely a red flag. Yes or no, I don't know if you can survive with that. A Filipino who can only say yes, no, maybe, I understand, I need help. That's it. You want a Filipino like that? She cannot express herself, cannot converse in English, cannot introduce herself properly or tell you stories about her life and family. So imagine I am the translator, a matchmaker and a translator for you, and yeah, both of you and the Filipino you're chatting right now, whoever in the future, right? And I'm gonna translate everything. Like, how about spicy questions? Like, maybe she wanna ask what's the size of her feet. In a way, she wants to know how big is that, right? Or let's say I'm gonna get paid for being a translator in the video calls. How about the real date? You will come here, right? I will still be a translator? That's ridiculous. And what about everything went well and you guys plan to have honeymoon? No? And I will translate the honeymoon too. The every vowels that she could say ooh, like that. Oh baby, baby, like that. Second red flag, no valid government issued ID. Yeah, I know that's mouthful and long, but yes, I told you about this, guys. Make sure the Filipina you are chatting and you seem to be interested in that Filipina, you have to insist one valid ID because, probably in the future, you're going to send money to her, whatever, gift, monetary gift, Christmas gift, Valentine's gift, whatever, Mother's Day gift, everyday gift, or support, help, whatever, right? You need to know the person you are chatting or the recipient of that money, isn't it? And there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, if a Filipina says that she doesn't have any government issued valid ID, it doesn't mean that she is a bad Filipina on that spot. However, you want to know about the person you are chatting to. And be careful as well on this, guys, because there are scammers who might use another person's identity in a way that she will let other relative or friend to get the remittance. And yeah, I'm hoping that she is not a scammer. Number 3, red flag, a Filipina who gives a lot of excuses before doing something. This is not only applicable online, guys, in LDR, but also in real life situation like physical meetings. So this is definitely a red flag. If she wants money first before doing something, to prove her identity, right? And of course, at least one of the little things that a Filipina can do is, just borrow money first from someone, process her birth certificate if she doesn't have anyone yet, and yeah, have a valid ID first. And the last one for now, red flag, is if she doesn't ask anything at all about the guy. Well, I think this is gonna be connected or paired with number 1. If a Filipina cannot really express herself in simple English sentences, she can only speak very little English, how can she ask about the guy, right? Because those are connected. How can she form questions and interrogate the guy to show interest if she cannot even form simple questions? Personally, for me, these are signs, big warning signs that a relationship will not work, especially to a foreign guy who might not want to learn other language or the language of your Filipina, right? And of course, not all Filipinas, those young Filipinas, childless in their 20s or maybe 30s who are still single, they're doing well, they're educated, they can speak or talk to you in English, understand you, they are pretty, slim, you're a dream girl. It doesn't mean that they are not going to scam you, okay? So after dealing with these two people, I realized that these two women want foreign men to date them, to be in a relationship with them, to be supported, to get support from the foreign guy, but they are not willing to do something. They're not willing to work about themselves, and they don't want to put in the work. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this. Please give me a thumbs up for this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Take care and see you next time.